Okay, we're good. So yeah, now we have visuals. Oh, hello everyone, I'm Kiwami, and I'll be running 3 games back to back here. That will be Mighty Switch Force 2, Mighty Convolt Burst, and Super Bomberman R. And first, let's talk about Mighty Switch Force 2. If you guys play the first game, you will be kind of familiar with some mechanics here. And well, like the first game, we control our girl Patty Wagon, and in that game she doesn't have like, she had a weapon, but it's different from the first game. And I'll kind of try to explain this. And basically, this game, it uses in-game time because of reasons like the load times and stuff, so it's more competitive this way. So I'm going to count down for the run to start. It would start as soon as I pick up the first incident, and I don't know how much is the delay, but I'll be doing like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and here we go. And basically in this version we kinda have that cutscene there that we skipped because we lost a lot of time here. And as you can see in this game, we have our hose, and basically our main objective is to rescue the reformed Hooligan sisters from the first game. And by using our hose, we kind of have to deal with fire and stuff. And pretty much like the first game, we have the switch mechanic. Whenever we press the switch button, we change the layers for the blocks. And the best optimization I can do in a speedrun is to do the minimum possible switches in a run. So really good so far, I guess. The first stage is pretty reset wise because of that trick. Whenever you turn around, you can kind of pick up the Hooligan sisters in the air, so it saves you around like 1 second, and well, that's a really good first stage. And here we have the things. They kind of eject you the direction they are pointing. And the game is a puzzle platforming, like made by WayForward, and the game doesn't really explain you everything. Like you kind of have to figure out things. Like each puzzle in a game, they have kind of they have a lot of ways to solve them, and the game doesn't tell you how to do it. You have to figure it by yourself. And what I'm doing here is the New Game Plus category, and the New Game Plus is like the best way to play this game actually. The New Game Plus, we get the Power Hose, which is a stronger version of the hose that you use normally in 80%, and well, it's really quicker. Like you'll see those wooden blocks. Normally you would have to wait for that rock to burn them, but with the Power Hose we can just melt them up, and it makes the game way more fast-paced than the normal. Here I'm gonna do some stations, and I gotta be really careful with the rock. If I take damage from it, I will lose around, I guess, 1 second because of the damage animation. So really good. And that's well, the first stages of the game. There's not much to tell about them. They are really straightforward stages. I should just do some optimization here and there. And that game, as you can see, this game doesn't have RNG at all. Like, the only RNG factor in this game are the health drops. And they don't really matter that much in a speedrun because we don't want to take damage. Because whenever you take damage, you get a longer animation. So we kinda have to try your best to avoid damage. And here I'm gonna do some switches here and there. And those spiky guys right there, they're kind of based on a global cycle. So if I do the stage correctly, I will get them always in the same place. Okay, but it's a really good cycle there. And instance 6 is one of the instances we are going to skip the checkpoints because we are going to do a death warp. So let's hope I don't get the checkpoint. Well, that's nice. And yeah, as always, let's rescue the Hooligan Sisters here. It's a straightforward stage. And another checkpoint skip here. We don't want to grab those checkpoints by any means because it's faster to do the death warp. And here I'm gonna grab this one mid-air because it saves some time. And there we go. We have our first death warp. But clean execution. Usually I aim for a sub 1 minute in that stage. And that stage is probably the quickest stage in a game. Like in around 20 seconds we finish it. So the optimal time here is around 18. But it's really hard to do, and I won't be aiming for this in a marathon. And here the game starts to get kind of tricky. We have the return of the red and blue blocks, and they kind of make their appearance at the first game. And we will be seeing the green switch block really soon too, so it will get really hard. Yeah, kind of going to do some optimal switches here. And whenever you switch in the game, like you do this little animation and you kind of freeze the game for a second. So we really need to optimize when we are going to switch and where. Like if you switch too much, you are going to lose a lot of time. You gotta skip that checkpoint though, because it's faster. But I'm gonna grab this for safety now. Oops, I guess I misswitched. That's bad. Here's probably the trickiest part to optimize in the stage. So you kinda have to jump and then switch at the correct time, or else you can kinda get crushed by the blocks. And that's not something we want. And here I'm gonna do kind of a little skip here. Usually you would have to switch a lot to get to the big robot guy, but we can kind of do a jump there and reach him. It's a little bit tricky to do, but it saves you around 4 seconds, so it's a good trick to go if you are aiming for a best time in the game. And here we have those ovens, and if you were playing the new game mode, like without the power hose, they are way too hard to deal with. But since we have the power hose, we can kinda destroy them really quickly. And as always, I need to aim to not take damage by enemy because of the long damage animation. So I can safely say that this game has no damage boosting at all. Taking damage in this game kinda makes you lose time. Well, dying does too, but well, it's hard not to die when you're trying to go optimal and doing some switches. Yeah, one. It's a really good time for that stage.
Let's go.
Oops. I forgot to do it, sorry. But that stage is kind of tricky to do casually, and speedrunning is no different. That stage is way too hard to optimize. So, okay, I already screwed things up. Okay, that was bad. This is a bad move. And those green spiky guys, they're like everything in this game. They are based on a global cycle, so I kinda need to do optimal execution of the stage, but that didn't happen quite. So I'll kinda have to do it slow, because I wasn't able to do the correct strats for the stage, but okay, I'll do the safer one here. And kinda do this jump to rescue that girl because it's faster this way. And you see that I took damage there, and that's because of the messed up cycles in the stage. You get really punished by not doing the stage correctly in a speedrun. But like, there's no RNG involved. Everything is based on a global cycle, so
Let's go. Switch it up.
good, because well, the only person you have to blame by not having a good time in a stage is yourself. And here we have a lot of opens. Now gotta kill that guy too. That guy is really a pain to deal with in the new game any %, but in New Game Plus we can kinda melt him too, like we do with everything in the game. So to be honest, I don't know about the strats in the new game, like, because no one runs new game, and oops, that was really unfortunate damage. And that stage is really hard to optimize. There's a lot of ovens here, so yeah, it can happen to take damage without even seeing it. Yeah, I'm still happy with the run. Like, we had a good start. And here, if you were playing normally, you would think that you need to switch a lot here, but you can just jump through the blocks. It's really a really cool stage. And here we have Exothermic 2. I would say that I really love the music of the stage. And here we're going to do the unintended way. Like, normally you would have to switch the blue block, but you can kind of shoot through it. It takes around like 2 seconds, but it's a good trick. And here we are going to do 2 death warps live. So we have to skip this checkpoint. And here we got the first one. And we are going to the second death warp. It's a really quick stage to do if you do the optimized threads, and it's going really good so far. And here we have the last step warp. And here I kinda just mash A because, well, you just jump and finish the stage. Really free.
Let's go.
And instant 12, I started moving right there. I don't know why. But that stage is kind of easy on New Game Plus. There's a small tricky jump. I'm not going to try there. I could actually save a switch if I do that jump, but if I miss the jump, I would actually die. So I'm not going to do it in a marathon because it doesn't save that much time. Oops. Well, that can happen. Okay, I didn't want to die, but well, it looks like I died, so. And that stage we kinda have that rock there, and unfortunately we cannot skip it, so we have to wait for it to fall down and explode. And yeah, that was a bad one. It's really hard to optimize. And like, I was supposed to already be finishing this stage, but since I died, I lost some seconds, but okay. And Dalmatian Station 2. In this game, I usually call the stages by their music names because they don't have an official name. Like, they are just incidents. So, oops. That's some bad switches here. And as you can see, the game is getting kinda tricky now because we have a lot of mechanics to deal with. We have red blocks, we have blue blocks, we have the solid blocks, and there we have the green block. Everyone's favorite. We are getting probably the worst stage after after 2 instants. We have probably the most hard stage to optimize with the green blocks. So if you guys like the green block, don't worry, we are really going to see him a lot. And I'm doing a little bit safe here. I'm not going for any risky strats here, really. That stage is really hard to optimize. Gotta do this. Oops. Yeah, I tried to do the jump there, but ended well. But okay, that's just some time loss. Yeah, I think I can still do it. Oops. Yeah, I could have risked it, but I could probably die there. That won't be anything for the run. Okay. That was a really bad stage. Usually in this stage you were aiming for sub 2 minutes. Probably the best time you can get.
Let's go. Hot enough for you?
And here we have the worst stage in the game. Even on New Game Plus, there's not much we can do to optimize it. And people actually compare this stage to Super Mario World Star Road, because if you actually miss a switch here, you kinda have to go back and do it again. Like I just did. Oh my god. That was a really bad stage. Yeah, you lose a lot of time by not doing this stage properly. But since it's a hard stage, can kind of happen. And here we have a kind of a sequence break we can do here. And I didn't really got any time by doing it, but it's really cool to show. But basically, normally you would actually have to do some stuff there to reach that girl, but now we could actually have the blocks replace it. Yeah, I'm really doing this stage. I don't know what's happening here. I really need to practice a lot. Yeah, that stage is kind of hard to do properly. Like, you see that the switch blocks got kinda synced there, so it's really hard to recover. Normally the stage is way quicker than I'm doing here. But if you like miss something in the stage, it's kinda hard to recover. Really, like, probably, at least for me, I kinda just reset whenever I don't do the stage properly, because you lost so many time by not doing it. And well, we kinda, I don't know what can we do here. Ah, that was a really bad stage. Normally in this stage you usually aim for a sub 2. Yeah, I kind of messed up a little bit. I got a little bit nervous there, I would say, but I was able to at least do the intended speedrun time for the game, so that's really okay. And that stage is kind of like it's some kind of rest after that stage. There's not much to talk here. There's a lot of enemies, a lot of ovens, but that's pretty much it. There's no great puzzle factor here. Yeah, I got damage there. And here this kind of jump I can do to save some switches.
Mission complete.
And yeah, now we are heading to the last stage of the game. Basically,
Let's go.
We no longer can use the switch. Whenever we press a button, we need to wait around 4 seconds. So it's a really punishing stage. Like, if I actually miss a cycle, it's around 20 seconds I can lose. And let's click the baby here just for swag. And it's a really hard stage to optimize. Like, you can usually, when you play, you will aim for a sub 3 that stage, but it's still hard to do. Like, you really gotta pay attention to that click sound there.
Area secure.
So if I actually stop talking for a bit, is because I would be concentrating in the puzzle. Yeah, it's kinda every single game from the Mighty Switch series has that stage. And here I could actually skip that cycle, but it's really hard to do and it's really punitive. It can save around 30 seconds, but I would lose, like, I guess more than a minute if I miss it. So I'm not actually going to aim for it. Yeah, that's a really tricky stage. But yeah, if you actually manage to do the things properly in this stage, it's like kind of like an auto scroller. And here we have that intended skip in the stage. And as you can see, there's a giant puzzle we would need to do. But since we got the skip, like you only need to jump. It's really weird. Like if you would do this stage normally, you would like lose a lot of time. And here we have coming up the last boss. And this is the first boss and the last boss of the game. Like this game doesn't have bosses and stuff. And with the power hose, this guy is a cakewalk. If you were playing the new game, you would kind of have a bad time facing this guy, but since we have the power hose, you can just do some quick skips. Yeah, that's a really clean fight so far. Oops, that was a really bad. And this guy attacks gets kinda hard after a while, so you gotta go really careful here, but yeah, that's a really good fight. And time is coming up as soon as I hit him, so that's time. Yeah, that's what I guess. That's a really good run. Like it's around 25, I guess. In my in-game timer here, it's around 23 and 22. So for a marathon, I guess it's a really good, interesting time. I could have actually got the sub 25 if I didn't miss the after blaze, but that's okay. I'm happy with that run, and I'll let you guys enjoy the music. It's really good. Yeah, it would be cool to do a mighty block in a marathon. I really enjoy running Mighty Switch Force 2. I don't actually run the Mighty Switch Force 1. I played the game, but I really prefer the second one for some reason. Yeah, it's a really fun game. And I don't know if you guys want me to skip the credits stuff. Don't know if I should let it rolling. Yeah, I would save the baby in the last stage, but since we are doing any percent, the babies, it doesn't really matter. Like if we were running the 100%, we would have to kick all the babies in the stage. But I probably should start training the 100%. It's like it's the same thing as any percent. You just change routes. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my run. And next up we have Mighty Gunvolt Burst. We'll be running it sooner, so
Mighty
stay tuned.
Switch Force 2.